10 spirot are compared to a different one of the elements. And chesed is like water. Just like water, the nature of water is that it flows, right, from a higher place to a lower place. And, each and every one of us has within ourselves an inner, I could say, wellspring. Like we have this inner wellspring within ourselves of our essence. And when we're coming from that place, it flows. When we're coming from a place of our essence and we're doing things from that place, there's a flow. And just like, again, God is always giving to us. He's always giving to us. It's unconditionally, whether we deserve it or not. And God is vitalizing this place of love and flow within ourselves. And he's replenishing us, our soul, which is always imbibing in us with that energy of love. But it's about us really tapping into that inner wellspring that's within ourselves. And we said last week that just like water flows from a higher place to a lower place, it says Kabbalistically that chesed is the energy of above to below. And just like if you're up, we said on an airplane, let's say, you're standing up on top of like a very high skyscraper building, you're looking down, everything just looks beautiful. Right? From up high, you don't see all the details. You don't see all the graffiti. You don't see all the garbage on the floor. You're looking at someone from a distance. You don't see all the wrinkles on their face, right? You see beauty. And that's really that vantage point of chesed. And when we really connect to ourselves in that place of love, and there's that love in our heart, and we're flowing from that place of love, then we give to others with that open-hearted place, from that open-hearted space. And there's this flow of love, and there's a flow of connection, and there's really this flow of oneness in the world. And then people are receiving our love, and they're giving back that love. So that is really the energy of chesed. Now, what I really want to go into today is why it's so hard to tap into that energy, and how do we know when we're not coming from that place of flow? Like, how can we have tools or ways of perspectives of seeing, wow, where am I? Like, is my battery at zero? Is my gas tank literally on empty? What is the barometer for this? So, it says that Abraham, who is the chariot of chesed, of kindness, right? There's each of the 7 shepherds represent a different one of the emotional spirot. So Abraham is the chariot of chesed, of love, of kindness in the world. Now, so interesting, who are his children? We would think in a way that his children would just be a reflection of his energy. But we actually see, very interestingly, he has one son, where he has Yitzchak, Isaac, who is that total opposite energy, which is the energy of gevura, of discipline, of restraint, right? And who is his other son? His other son is Yishmael. Now, Yishmael was the first son of Abraham, who he gave birth to from Hagar, who was the maidservant. And who was Ishmael? It's so interesting because when we look at him, we see so much, and we learn so much about giving, healthy giving, because it says that in the Zohar, it actually says that Abraham, he's like the pristine golden chariot of kindness in the world, of chesed in the world, right? He's like the gold, the pristine expression of that in the world. And it says about Yishmael that Yishmael was actually like the chaff of the gold. Like the process, let's say a goldsmith is making gold. So what does he do? He takes the gold and he boils it down. There's like an excrement or a chaff that comes out of the gold, of the pure gold. And the Zohar actually says that is what Yishmael represents, that he represents the unrectified or the negative aspect of chesed. Because everything, again, in holiness, there's an idea, that anything that is in holiness also has its counterpart in the other side, the unrectified side. So Yishmael is actually that unrectified chesed, the unrectified love. And it says about him that he was actually a hunter, right? And he was like a violent person, like he was a hunter. And it says about him that he was actually very angry. There was a lot of anger in him. And, that is really, if we look at that and we look at it closely, that is really the barometer for healthy giving. When we're really giving from a place of flow, a place of alignment, when we're full, when our batteries are full and our gas tanks are full, they're not on empty, and we're giving from that place of flow and alignment, we feel good from our giving. We feel a sense of aliveness and vibrancy from our giving. When we give from this place of depletion, and we're just doing and doing and taking care of others and doing acts of love, right? Instead of just flowing with that energy of love, we start feeling anger, we start feeling resentful. And that is really, I would say, the telltale sign of it. Because anger in itself, it's not a bad thing. A lot of times people are very scared of anger. I would love to do a whole class. I'm going to do, God willing, on anger, because it says that God is angry. God has wrath in the Torah. God is anger. But at the same time, when the anger comes from a place of we're depleted, we're drained, and we're just giving and giving and giving from that place, then automatically we feel resentful in our giving. And that's really that like codependent giving that we're going to get into more later on. And